Well, you may not believe this from the weather that you can see behind me, but we're actually in the middle of May now. You join me with 3 of my friends. We're down in the Welsh valleys, Blackthorn Fishery. We've got 48 hours ahead of us. Let's try and catch some of these scaly fish for the camera and see how we get on. So you join me in my swim now, back of the brolly. I came out first in the draw. How's your luck? I've decided to go into the cabin swim. Basically, I've been a few times previously before and I've never fished this swim. Always fancied this swim. Command a lot of water from here. So yeah, the situation was that I got the first pick of the lake, so I've come into this swim to see if my hunch was right. Been here a few hours now. I've seen a couple of fish sort of 10 or 15 yards out from my bank. So when I first started I was sort of putting one just off the edge of the island, but I've now reeled that in. I've sort of stuck it around about the area that I've seen 2 or 3 fish. One of them, nice mid-20 scaly one. Could see every sovereign scale down its flank as it porpoised. So yeah, the left-hand rod, I'm taking that down the left-hand bank, sort of comes out to a little point. I've brought my little baiting spoon with me, so I'm just shipping that out sort of 12 metres, tipping that over, just a little bit of pellet and sweet corn in there with one of my Stella Yellow pop-ups. So yeah, it's looking good. The weather seems very interchangeable. The wind's already changed direction once already. There's a lot of wind, a lot of rain. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the warmest weekend, but you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we'll be able to bank a couple between us for this little camera feature. So yeah, I'll keep you updated and hopefully we'll have a carp for the camera soon. Don't want to leave me. Would you believe it? Phil's just put back one of the fish known as the captain at £32.3. My rod's rattled off just as I'm congratulating him. Got another one of the Blackthorn stunners on the mat, £34.7. Absolutely blown away, 230s within 30 minutes. What more can you ask for? Stunning. Okay, so I'm now joined by Charlie Blackthorn. Charlie's the man that created Blackthorn Fishery. So first of all, thank you, Charlie, for having us here.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure.
So basically, Charlie, what I need to get from you for our little video feature is, you know, a little bit of background history. Why is this here? What did you want to make? You know, sort of what was your vision, basically?
Yeah. Basically, I've been carp fishing for a long time, really. Always had the dream of having your own carp lake, and saved up for a number of years, and decided to dig this on the farm, really. Lucky enough that we had the land. I'm a farmer's son, into my carp fishing, so everything sort of clicked together, really.
Sure. So how long have you had this fishery now, like?
We dug it in 2010. We stopped it in 2011, so 2015 now, so it's been open 4 years.
Right, okay.
Stocked them with VS Fishery fish. Didn't put anything massive when we first opened in. Just fed them nicely, and since then the fish have been growing nicely, and as you've had this afternoon, 230s this afternoon, which is a good day for here. Really.
Definitely. So sort of stocking numbers wise, then what have you put in of the VS fish? We've
got 105 fish in the fishery at the moment.
It's a nice shaped lake as well. Shall we just go into a little bit of how you've tried to create the lake? So you've basically got sort of two bowls with 2 points that, you know, sort of split the lake.
It's almost like a butterfly shape, really, with two halves of the lake, 2 points in the middle, so sort of 4 bays each corner and 4 islands. So every peg has really got an island to fish to and a bay to fish to. Sure. So you've got a bit of marginal, whereas the double pegs, they're more sort of open water pegs where the lads are sort of
command the middle kind of thing.
Really,
yeah, sure.
But, you know, it's not a big water, but the way we've sort of designed it hopefully means each person's got its own bay or its own water, and you can't really cast into somebody else's water unless you're completely near.
And you've created 9 swims altogether. Obviously, the number 9 that we're in at the moment, the cabin swim, as you can see, luxurious. But you don't fill it.
No, the maximum number of anglers we'll have on is 6 anglers.
Right, okay. So at any one time, there's always 3 swims to move to?
Yeah, that you can move to, yeah. Okay. And if you come here on your own, you can still fish a double. So you could jump on a double on your own. You don't always have to have 2, so that gives you open water if you're on your own, basically.
Okay.
So that's the sort of the thinking behind that. So before I started thinking about having a fishery, one of the things was I was constantly going to day ticket waters, possibly the last person there. You rock up, there's 1 swim left. It's usually the worst swim on the lake, no fish bay or whatever. So I sort of always thought, well, I'd like to have more choice, really. So.
Yeah, I can actually vouch, Charlie, you know, that I've been here a couple of times now. I don't think there is a swim on this lake that, you know, I would feel that, you know, I'm hemmed in and it's the end of the world. I think, you know, it does feel to me anyway that you've always got a shout. You know, you've always in with a chance of catching a fish. As you say, there's 105 fish in here. It's not an out-and-out runs water. Let's not, you know, let's not give the wrong impression.
No, for sure.
But, you know, you work hard at your fishing, you put a little bit of effort, a little bit of detail into fishing, you know, the opportunities are there.
Yeah, for sure. If you're new to carp angling, this isn't the place to come. It's not an easy place where you can easily go and pick fish up at all. You know, so far you've been here 24 hours. You're good anglers, to be fair, so you've had a couple of 30s out, which is great. But not everyone's caught even now with the calibre of angler that we've got on now. Yeah. So if you're new to carp fishing, this isn't the place to come. But obviously, if you're a seasoned carp angler and you wanted some nice, pretty fish, then hopefully you've got what you want, really.
So let's go into a little bit more detail then, Charlie. Rules. Is there any sort of rules that the guys need to, you know, they need to take, you know, notice of before they get here? Have they got to have their reel spooled up with certain lines? You know, what sort of limitations?
£15 minimum breaking strain. At the moment, we're still allowing lead core. We'll do rig checks, and as long as it's used well, you know, I've not got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Barbless hooks is one of the main things that we have, because we have varying degrees of angler on. So at least a barbless hook, there's a good chance that the fish can eject that hook. Obviously the lead needs to drop off, which is all basic stuff, but running a day ticket, you do see...
You still have to put this forward, don't you? Yeah, no, exactly. I totally agree with you.
We supply the unhooking mats, the weigh slings and the landing nets, so no need to bring any of that with you. Right. That's part of the biosecurity for the fish, so basically there's no disease or hopefully can ever come here. So sure.
And as well, as an angler, we don't have to take home the stinky, slimy, wet, soaking unhooking mats that you know we've hopefully used up until the very end of the session. You're not having to dry them out.
And no problem then, really, and less things for you to bring in your car, and really more room in the car.
And I found out sort of on this latest session. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, but we had a little bit of weed last time I was here. It seems that you've treated that.
Yeah, well, we've got a dye in the water which stops the sunlight getting in. Really, we haven't gone full strength this year because I think because the fish have all grown now, that they're making the water turbid anyway. They're turning the water over, so it's not gin clear like when we first sort of opened. So we won't go at full rate. There'll still be weed around the margins, around the islands, so anywhere where the sunlight can get to, so anything that's about 2 foot deep, the sun will still get through the dye, and it'll produce weed there, which is good for the fish, really. You know, I'd love to let the place go weed crazy, really, but obviously, like I say, because it's a day ticket, we've got varying degrees of angler. Some anglers can't handle big weed beds and things like that, and it's easier and safer for the fish that they can come out
it doesn't
being ragged out. It
doesn't hinder the sport, like it doesn't make the fishing harder now.
No,
not having the weed.
So. No, it's if anything, it probably picks up. It means really, you've almost got to make your own sort of features with bait. Really, if you can bait up fairly heavily and tighten fish accurately, because the fish are swimming around all over, once they find that bait,
your bait is your feature.
Catch them. And then because there's no big weed beds to get snagged in, the fish comes in safely, really. So touch wood, the fish are in pretty good nick. The mouths are pretty good. So
okay. And moving swiftly on to bait, then you brought up bait. Are there any restrictions on the bait, sort of?
No, just nuts really. No peanuts. Okay. Don't really bother me if people use tiger nuts as hook baits and things like that, really. But I wouldn't want to see loads of nuts going in. Really, we allow people to use particle, bring their own particle. Obviously, as long as it's prepared properly. Sometimes I like to say, just ask. If it's bought stuff, you know it's fine. If it's done themselves, and I see a great big bucket, sometimes I'll just ask. But usually I can tell when I speak to people if they've cooked it for long enough.
And as a little bit of advice to the guys that have never been here before, I also hear on the grapevine that you do your own sort of bait. You got your own boilie range.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do a krill bait range basically. So it's a freezer bait only, 18 mils and 15 mils. Retro baits do that for us. It's our own Blackthorn krill mix. It's what we feed the fish as well. And to be fair, it's done really well here now. The fish are on it now, really. So
it's more or less their staple diet.
That's right.
Because you're feeding that on a daily plan. When the angler's aren't around.
Really, I suppose. Say if we shut for spawning, we'll feed the fish hard over then. And if there's nobody here for a couple of days, midweek, sometimes that's the case. You know, we'll
supplement them in.
Sure.
Okay, and so one final thing on the bait then, do you have that available, or does that have to be pre-ordered before the guys get here? Or?
Yeah, usually pre-order. If it's a weekend and I'm around, you can just ask me on the bank, or Andy at Bailiff helps out, you can ask Andy, but best thing to do is sort of message me on Facebook before you come, give us 24 hours, and then I'll get it in a bucket ready with your name on it, and then it's here for when you arrive, basically.
Nice. And I suppose we can't really, finish off this interview without actually speaking about the cabin that we're in at the moment. We've gone through the fishery, but for that little bit more of a luxurious, maybe take it as a holiday if you want to bring the wife, girlfriend, the partner. If they're not into sort of camping out in the tent, you've got this lodge. Yeah.
Obviously, even now it's the middle of May, and the weather's not brilliant. Hence why we're filming in here now, because it's quite windy.
Yeah.
It is more for couples, sort of like husband and wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, where you come in for a long stay. The guys can fish.
Sure, and we're fully kitted out. As you can see, we've got a full kitchen, we've got a bedroom.
Yeah, there's a king-size bed in there, there's a bathroom in there, so shower and bathroom. Fully, everything you need really. TV, DVD player, so you can sort of sit back and chill out and fish at the same time, basically.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So all the luxuries of home with a set of rods out the front.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you know, booking wise, again, is this just made sort of through the website?
Yeah. Any bookings, best thing to do is probably message me on Facebook. Really, I'm down on Facebook at the moment. It's Charlie Blackthorn Fishery.
Okay.
Send me a private message on there and ask me about dates. We've also got a website, with a telephone number on there. Give us a call after 8 p.m. because I work quite long hours. So yeah, best time to catch me in the evening. Drop us a message or drop us an email through the website as well. Any dates you've got, and yeah, we'll see what we've got free and get back to you with that. Yeah.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for having us, Charlie, and sort of got one more night ahead of us, so hopefully we'll be able to put a few more fish on the bank for the cameras.
You're doing well as it is. 230s in 24 hours so far.
Yeah, I don't want to be greedy, but another 3 or 4 fish might be nice. But yeah, Charlie, as always, mate, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
And yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Cheers. Cheers.
So we go fish number 2 for me. Just enjoying our barbecue social. Same rod's ripped off. 12 pound 10 ounces. Stunning scaly linear mirror carp. One more night ahead of us. The guys are going to get back now, get their rods back out.
Yes, we are.
Hopefully we're going to catch a few more. There we go. Second one going back. Gorgeous mirror. Absolutely stunning. Oh! So here we go now. Putting a little bit of spod just off the edge of the island. Just using a nice little mini spom. Hardly makes a splash. Trickle a little bit of bait in over the top, ready for this evening. Basically in my spot mix, all I've got a little bit of crushed boilie, a few pellets, and a couple of handfuls of sweet corn. That's all going out just nicely. Sort of half a rod length to a rod length off the island. Nothing too detailed. We're not really trying to create a small patch. Just sort of spreading a little bit around. I've got a small mulberry dumbbell pop up, very visual pink. Just in that general area. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you want to check out Blackthorn Fishery for yourself, I'll put the link below now where you can find Charlie's details. But as I say, we've got to pack away now. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.